Good morning. Welcome to Echo Lake. I am Mrs. Klein, the librarian. This is Mrs. Von Kay, our library assistant. We are here with Mrs. Huffman's 4th grade class in the library. We are going to do a mystery lesson. Today we'll be solving a mystery, talking about genres and using our inferencing skills today. All right, so we're going to get started, guys. You ready? All right. First thing we're going to do is we are going to review genres, which you guys are all familiar with, okay? Books can be sorted into categories based on their style and their content. All right, we've got nonfiction books. Another genre is fantasy. Do you guys know any examples of fantasy? Claire?
Like Cupcake Diaries?
Cupcake Diaries? That might be, I haven't read that one actually. So tell me about Cupcake Diaries.
I don't really know what it is because I haven't read it yet, but
Okay.
I feel like it's a fantasy.
Could be fantasy? All right, let's see if we can get another example.
Isn't Diary of a Wimpy Kid fantasy?
Not fantasy. So fantasy has magic, maybe talking animals, things that are not real. Do you have another?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, yes. Harry Potter has wizards and magic and things that cannot happen in real life. That is fantasy. All right, we've got historical fiction. Does anyone know an example of historical fiction, Hamza?
George Washington.
George Washington. If there was a book about George Washington, that could be historical fiction. Do you have another one?
I Survived.
The I Survived series, yep. We've got folk literature, which is your fairy tales, your folk tales and fables. Realistic fiction. You guys should know this one. What's an example of a realistic fiction?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, right? We've got Greg Heffley. He goes to school. He's a kid with a family. Things happen to him in that book that could happen to us in real life. We've got our poetry books. We've got your biographies, which is probably where George Washington would fit in the biographies. Science fiction, you've got your, what, do you have another? Go ahead.
The alien in my backyard.
Oh, yeah, aliens, space, technology. Do you have another science fiction? What is it?
Is there a mushroom?
Oh, The Third Mushroom. Yeah, that is about science. It's by Jennifer Holm, right? Yeah, a lot of you checked that out this morning. All right, and then the last one is mystery, which there is a star by, because that's the one we're going to focus on. So I'm going to go to the next slide. Mystery stories are made up by the author and are puzzling events that are not usually solved until the end of the story. Clues are usually revealed through the story for readers to try to solve the mystery. And I read the first chapter of Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library to you guys last week. That is an example of a mystery. And in the past, we have read Joe Bright and the 7 Genre Dudes. I think I read that to you guys in 3rd grade, if you remember that far. Okay, thanks for your thumbs up. All right. So today, we are going to be working together with your tables. We are going to be using your inferencing skills, and you are going to try to solve a mystery. So my next question is, what does it mean if you are making an inference? What does it mean if you are making an inference? Yes?
Making a guess.
You're making a guess. What are you using to make that guess? Landon?
Clues.
You're using clues. Can you use anything else? Can you use anything else?
Words that you see, that
Maybe words that you see?
Yeah.
Anything else?
bold words.
Bold words? Anything else?
It's words that you see are repeated.
Words that you see are repeated, all right? You can also use things that you already know. All right, so information you already have in your brain, you can also use that to make your inference, to help make your guess or your prediction. Okay, I'm gonna give you some characters in our mystery that we're gonna solve, okay? Okay, these are the characters that are in our story. We have Mr. Flowers. Mr. Flowers is a hippie. Does anyone know what a hippie is?
Yes.
You know what's a hippie?
A hippie where they're flowers and they're super chill or something.
They're super chill. They wear flowers. They are all about peace and love. They are not violent. They want to save the earth. They're very kind. Yes.
They also have like a kind of style.
They do have a style. Yeah, he's got this peace sign, his necklace. Sometimes they wear bell-bottom jeans or like the flared jeans. All right, so that's Mr. Flowers. Next up, we have Albert Greenbags. He is the president of a bank. Okay. Then we have Mr. Smith, who also works at the bank. We have Miss Ellington. She works at the bank. She is a bank teller. That's why I made the picture of her holding money in the piggy bank so that you could see that she works at the bank. She deals with the money. Howard Ellington is Miss Ellington's brother. He owns a construction company that also works with dynamite. And then our last character is Anna Wallflower, and she owns a shop downtown. She's got lots of fancy jewelry. All right? So these are our characters. Now for the mystery. The First National Bank of Minnetonka, Minnesota was robbed of $1 million. You're going to use the clues that I give you to find out who did it. All right? You are going to have 20 minutes to try to figure out who robbed the bank. Everyone is going to get one of these. Inside this envelope are all of the clues. There's also a piece of paper so you can take notes as you're thinking and who you think it might be. You can write down your thoughts. And there's also pictures of all of these people in here. So if I'm not on this slide anymore and you forget who's who, you will have it in front of you. So we're going to assign, you're going to assign jobs. If you look behind Mrs. Von Kay, you're going to need someone to read the clues. You might need someone to take notes. And then everyone is going to be a thinker. So everyone can be trying to make an inference and try to figure out who robbed the bank. Okay? Questions?
What about yellow table? We only have 2.
I think I'm going to move some people around because some have 4 and some have 2, so to make it fair. So I think I might take, no, you're going to stay there. Henry, can you come to this table? Mm-hmm. Okay. So then you have 3, 3, 3, 3, and then 4 is okay. Okay. Any other questions? Dylan, did you have a question?
Yeah.
What was your question?
So I think I know the clue.
You think you know already?
The dynamite person.
You think it was the dynamite? Okay, so you're making an inference based off the pictures alone, which is it's a good place to start. So, because that makes sense, right? What do you think? What are you guessing? Why are you guessing that he did it based off of that?
Because so he probably put one of the dynamites and put it at the door of the what is it called?
Like the vault?
The
Where the money is?
Then we let it explode and stole the money.
All right, so you're already using your inferencing skills to try to solve this. We're going to take it a step further. The more important thing, the pictures, are the clues that you're going to read together as a group. And that's going to tell you even more to help you figure it out. So if your hands are up to make a guess right now, put them down because you're going to read the clues first. Okay? Are you guys ready?
Because she has money in her hand.
All right, I'm starting the 20-minute timer so you can open your envelopes, take everything out, and then start trying to solve the mystery.
Anna, wallflower, or this?
Okay. So it might be.
Can't be Mr. Flowers.
Mr. Flowers, yeah.
Can't be him because he's all about peace.
Yeah, National Bank in Minnesota.
I'm gonna write all the names on the board.
That's the task.
So now we need. When the police tried to find Mr. Smith, he apparently
is they have laid out all of the characters.
It's probably Mr.
And
Smith.
as they read the clues, they put that clue near the person that the clue is about. Does that make sense?
So as you're taking your clues out, you can put them along to the different people that they're referring to.
This is also just showing that.
But you need to read all the clues. Everybody take turns reading the clues, okay?
Because
so some people
open with a key goes with one of these two because
laying the clues
who
out.
else would have
clue that's about Miss
That's
Ellington,
true.
that clue by Miss Ellington. If you read a
But
clue and it's
wouldn't
about
he have all the
Mr.
keys
Howard
and
Ellington, they're putting it by him.
yeah.
Well, you don't know that yet. You gotta
And
read
she,
it.
like,
so
deals
I'm gonna
with
have you scooch back. So bring all
Miss
that stuff up
Ellington
here.
often borrowed
Because you're gonna
the
need a little
president's
space to
key
spread all
to
of this
open the
stuff.
bank. Early when she had an extra amount of work to do.
Because on one,
That is it, Jack.
that's it because
I think this is our answer.
no, I don't.
No, but
We gotta look at all the
It's
one of these because it's
Okay, yeah, these are definitely our. That's our most likely.
When the police tried to find Mr. Smith,
Howard.
apparently disappeared.
That's big.
Yeah, let's leave this over here.
It's dynamite.
Mr. Smith had been
That's a
found by the
Wednesday.
FBI in Atlanta, Georgia on November 12th. He had arrived at 5 p.m. on
A teller at the bank discovered the robbery vault. The bank blasted by dynamite. So look for one that says had dynamite with them.
I know what it is. I knew it. No, guys, actually, Henry, listen to me. What? Mr. Ellington was in charge of the dynamite supplies of the ACM construction company. A large amount of dynamite has been stolen to the AC Construction Company on Wednesday, November 10th.
This one says Mr. Flowers was carrying 500 when the police found him, and he had thrown a package into the river before his arrest. And then Mr. Ellington, a teller at the bank, discovered the robbery. The vault of the bank had been blasted by dynamite.
Yo!
But
That's
then,
Howard Ellington.
But then one of these cards say that Mr. Flower left early out of their house, so he could have gone and stole dynamite from like the place. Do you want to read that one?
That's making him look a little suspicious. Let's keep going.
Before the robbery was discovered, he was arrested by
Why do you
Don't tell me why I wrote sus, okay?
Mexico City Airport at noon on Friday, November 12th.
Okay.
Am I supposed to do this? No, stop. Oh my god. Wait. Miss Ellington often borrowed the president's key to open the bank early when she had extra amount of work to do. She borrowed a key.
But like those two could be friends. Like yeah, they could be friends and work together.
Wait, a strange hippie type of person had been hanging out at the bank on Thursday, November 11th, watching the employees and customers.
And that was the day that he left early.
That's the hippie.
Yeah.
So then, it could have been Mr. Flowers or Howard Ellington.
Southern Airlines Flight 414. Ooh. Okay. Why are you sitting in the car? I'm not sitting on
A large amount of dynamite had been stolen from the Acme Construction Company on Wednesday, November 10th. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong.
Where's Mr. Greenbag?
That's a good idea.
Mr. Greenbags was the only person who had a key to the vault.
That guy.
We don't have any.
An Acme employee, Howard Ellington, said that a hippie had been hanging around the construction company Wednesday afternoon.
Okay, this makes no
Mr.
sense.
Greenbags waited at the airport for 16 hours because his plane to Mexico City was having engine trouble.
This makes no sense. This makes no sense. It says the only keys to the bank were held by the janitor and the president of the bank. And then it says Mr. Greenbags was the only person who had a key to the vault.
Yeah, it's him because why would he hide from the FBI?
Yeah.
That's him. Because he didn't want to get caught because he had like $1 million.
He has dynamite.
True.
Probably he stole it
Have a key to the bank?
because he was hiding from the FBI.
He has $500,
So he could have made a bet with him for
The
that.
janitor's not really.
Yeah.
The president of the bank, Mr. Albert Greenbags, left before robbery was discovered. He was arrested by the authorities at Mexico City Airport at noon on Friday, November 12th.
So she could have had it. It's possible.
Him.
Tim?
Do you have any clues you have to read?
Why did you guys come in them?
The main people should go to jail. I think.
I think so. I think all of them should go to jail. Except for this one.
Yeah, she hasn't had anything in it.
Yeah, I think I don't
Never mind.
This
Mrs. Ellington had a teller at the bank discovered the robbery. The vault of the bank had been blasted by dynamite.
I knew it.
was
It was a dynamite person.
She has a key.
Mrs. Ellington often borrowed the president's key to open the bank early when she had an extra amount of work to do. That's pretty weird.
Yeah.
I think they might be working together.
Yeah, they are.
But wait, why would she tell on her brother?
I think she tried not to go to jail, and I think she tried to blame it on him because he have dynamite. Because I think he tried to blow the vault, and that's why.
It could be her blaming it on him because he has dynamite.
Everyone has their guesses?
Yes.
I am going to point to your table. You are just going to tell me who you think robbed the bank. All right? And then I'm going to tell you guys who robbed the bank, and I'm going to read an explanation to tell you the why, okay? Do you have a question, or can I keep going?
I got my
Okay, I'm going to point to you guys, okay? All right. So red table, who do you think robbed the bank?
Mr. Smith and Mr. Flowers.
I have a different prediction.
Mr. Flowers.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Flowers,
I think Mr. Flowers and Anna Wallflower.
and Anna Wallflower,
I think it could be all three.
Okay, a group effort. All right, purple table, who do you think?
We think it's Mrs. Ellington.
You think it's Miss Ellington. All right, light blue table, who do you think robbed the bank?
Albert Greenbags and Mr. Smith.
Albert Greenbags and Mr. Smith together? Okay. Green table.
I think we think it's Mrs. Ellington and Howard.
Miss Ellington and Howard Ellington, her brother?
Maybe.
Or Albert Greenbags.
Or Greenbacks. Okay, yellow table, who do you think it is?
I think it's Mr. Flowers or
And Mr. Ellington, or just one of them.
Mr. Flowers and who?
Mrs. Ellington.
Miss Ellington and Mr. Flowers.
We think it's Mr. Smith and Mr. Flowers.
Mr. Smith and Mr. Flowers.
Mr. Smith.
I think
Okay.
He said he wasn't there.
I'll keep going. Okay.
I thought Mr. Smith was running.
All right, are you ready to find out who did it?
Yeah.
I'll let you have a reaction, but then we're going to quiet down and I'm going to read and explain why, okay? No, I got to go through the... So the answer is Mr. and Miss Ellington did it together. So Mr. and Mrs. Ellington worked together to rob the bank. And let me tell you what. Who got it right? Somebody got it right. You had it right in the beginning and you changed it. So Miss Ellington, so I told you don't make your inference off of my face. All right, Miss Ellington supplied the front door key. Do you remember the clue that said sometimes she borrowed the key from Mr. Greenback's? And Howard Ellington supplied the dynamite. He owned the construction company. Greenbags had already left for Mexico City when the robbery took place, if you read the clue that said he took off the night before. Mr. Smith was in Atlanta the night of the robbery, so he wasn't there. Mr. Flowers was at Anna's parents' house. There was a clue that said Anna Wallflower said that he slept over their house, her parents' house, and then left after breakfast. But he said he left after breakfast.
Left, to go somewhere in the town, not left
Yeah.
town.
Yep. So the Ellingtons were lying when they tried to frame Mr. Smith. And Miss Ellington wanted to frame Mr. Smith because he wasn't kind to her. Did you read the clue? That said Miss Ellington said Mr. Smith. So she was mad that he was mean to her, and she tried to frame him for the bank robbery. Okay? Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed our lesson.
Bye.